Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel once again, and for this video I'm going to share my team that I have used up, which I call the GO.A.T team in Ultra League. And I know I'm going to be late for this upload, but still I want to showcase this team because this team just went on a rampage when the Ultra League rotation was up. So for now, when the video is going to be uploaded, I think it's the second day or maybe the third day for Holiday Cup, but still I'm going to share this team because this team is so powerful over here. Because Poliwrath having access to Icy Wind now with Scald for all the flyers, dragons, fire and ground, along with counter for this steals and for the steel, it jumps up super high up in the meta over here. That is the reason I'm using Poliwrath over in this scenario with a really good core of Registeel over here, which is really strong, and as a safe swap of Giratina, because Poliwrath have quite a bit of hard counters, maybe which it is a Cresselia or maybe a Tapu Fini, because it does struggle against both, and Registeel does superbly well against those counters of Poliwrath over here. So that is the reason I prefer this over here as a core, and Registeel is so bulky in this Ultra League format that it's a really good closure over here with shield or maybe switch shield or maybe an edge advantage. So that is the reason I'm using up, and again a safe swap of Giratina is so strong for this meta over here, and that gives a super bulk and super coverage as well. So the only thing that is going to be tough for this team is going to be a Virizion in the lead, because Virizion core breaks the lead and closing of Registeel and Poliwrath over here. So that is the reason it's going to be tough if Giratina is out once, but nevertheless still it's very strong. So moving on with the first battle over here with this team, and let's see what I pick a lead against. So it's going to be Talonflame over here. So Talonflame is again going to be tough over here because those fly is really a good super active damage to Poliwrath over here, and flame charge really does well against Registeel as well. So the only counter to Talonflame is going to be a Giratina, but nevertheless I can go for the first Icy Wind, shield up the next fly, take in one, and then I can easily go for the next Icy Wind over here. So this Icy Wind does take out the final shield and the first shield from my opponent's end, and now I'm going to be I'll let this next charge move go through, because fly does take my Poliwrath out, but now I can get so much energy with my Giratina over here. But since the RT boosted right now, so I'll be going for the next Dragon Claw that does take out Talonflame over here, and they comes back with their own Giratina over here, to which I will be going for the next Dragon Claw, which is a bit energy efficient on terms of damage per energy over here, and it is stab as well. So I'll be letting this next Dragon Claw from my opponent go through, and I can tank in one more Dragon Claw as well. So that is the reason I thought of letting this I will be letting this Dragon Claw go through, to which now I can easily go for the next Dragon Claw of my own, which is going to be really tough because now they can farm it on, but that is the reason I will be switching out into my own Registeel over here. So that is the reason I wanted to put this Giratina quite low so that I can farm them down. I can farm down a Giratina altered with a Registeel with lock on, which they do not prefer, and they goes and gives up the match over here. Moving on to the next battle, I pick up a lead against Kyurem over here, and if you guys can see, this Kyurem is actually going shredded by this stab counter over here, which is neutral in this case, and they went for a Glaciate for some reason, which I believe is a high energy move that debuffs my attack as well. But now I'll be going for the Icy Wind that again debuff their attack as well, and I can easily go for the farm down and farm them down, to which now I'll be going for the next Scald over here and not the Icy Wind, because Scald does a bit more damage. And this is where I was talking about in the introduction that Cresselia is kind of a really tough answer to Poliwrath over here, to which I have a good counter over here with my Giratina, and they tried to catch a Shadow Claw, like Shadow Sneak actually, onto their own Dragals over here, which they could not. And now I'll be going forward to unload this energy onto this Dragals over here, going for the third Dragon Claw over here, which might get the shield or maybe get my switch over here, which they do. And now I can easily let my Giratina go down because they are running Confusion and I believe Future Sight or Moonblast along with Grassnot over here, to which I caught the next move onto my Poliwrath over here, which ends up being Moonblast. And in this case, in this scenario, this game is actually wrapped up because I have got a 2 shield advantage. Like we have got even shield right now, but I have got 2 shield for my Registeel over here, and they recognize their fate and they let the next charge move go through once again. And from this kind of range, I can easily go for the farm down, get the win for the second battle over here. So this battle was actually from a different set, but now when I played the first match, I actually used Ice Punch over here, which is not a recommended move because Icy Wind is the recommended move over here. As you guys can see, I will be going for the Ice Punch. So Ice Punch is not the recommended move over here, but I did not even realize that till I end up losing the maybe the third or second match actually. So that's why I'll be going for the Ice Punch, which is not that good, but it's fine. But for the meta over here, Icy Wind is far better. To which now, since the safe swapped into Charizard over here, I'll be letting this Dragon Claw go through, which does not take me out, and I can easily go for the next Dragon Claw over here. So this I think will do enough decent damage to put it quite low, and now I can easily go for the next Dragon Claw once again. So this might draw out the final shield from my opponent's end right now, which let it go, and now they comes back with the Greedent once again. So Greedent is now having access to Trailblaze over here, which I believe is not a good move for a Greedent over here, because if you're using Trailblaze, you lose you lose the matchup against Giratina Altered, which it hard loses against. That is the reason I believe Body Slam and Crunch is actually the way to go. Which now they went for the first move and they safe swapped into the Virizion over here, which I was talking about once again in my introduction. Virizion is actually core breaking my lead and my closing Registeel over here. So that will be tough. And now I'll be going for the next Ice Punch that does get shielded up, and now I tried to catch a move which I believe I did, but it will not save me from my fate over here, because if they do go for Leaf Blade, now they will be having enough energy to go for back-to-back Sacred Swords, because one Focus Blast or maybe one Flash Cannon does not, not Flash Cannon, Zap Cannon does not take a Virizion out from that kind of range. So I'll be going for the next Focus Blast, which deals a ton of damage, but it does not knock it out. Yeah, and now from this kind of range, I'll be in a really good, in a bad situation right away, because I have to farm a Virizion down from that kind of health with Lock On. So I can survive one Sacred Sword over here, but not before I can easily go for the next Focus Blast that does take out the Greedent over here, but they have enough energy to go for the next Leaf Blade that does take care of my Poliwrath over here and end up losing the match over in this scenario with a sliver of HP left on the Virizion. So this is to my friend really well played. So till now I haven't recognized that I am using Ice Punch, so I'll be still using Ice Punch into this battle as well, which I pick up a lead against Trevenant. So Trevenant is actually one more core breaker for my whole team actually. But since my team have got so much bulk over here, it can withstand this pressure as well. So I'll be letting this first move go through, and to which they comes back with their own Shadow Charizard over here, but it is not going anywhere because this neutral Dragon Claw really does add up, and they will be having so much trouble farming down Giratina altered with neutral wing attacks from that kind of health as well, which is not good because as you guys can see, this Dragon Claw and Shadow Claw does add up quite a lot. So now I'll be going for the next I'll be coming back with my own Poliwrath over here, and this is why Shadow Charizard is so good with shield advantage. But since they gave up their first shield, so I am in not a trouble situation right now because I can farm the Charizard down for so much energy. So I can shield up once again, and let's see what they comes back in with. So they comes back with, I believe, their Greninja, to which I will be going for the next Ice Punch, which they thought I'll be going for this Scald for some reason, but I went for the Ice Punch, which is really good, and this will be the turning point in this game because now Hydro Cannons will be enough to take me out, but it will at least take 4 to get the knockout for a bulky Registeel over here. And if I get the attack drop with the Zap Cannon, it will be so much helpful for me as well because as you guys can see, Hydro Cannon does hurt, but it is not that much to a Registeel over here in the Ultra League, and I do get the attack drop with the the first Zap Cannon over here, and now from this kind of range, one Hydro Cannon does not take me out, and I can easily go for the next Focus Blast that does take care of the Greninja over here and wraps up the game for this I believe the fourth video, or fourth battle of the video over here. So moving on, now I believe I have rectified the attack over here because I will be now running Icy Wind along with Scald over here. So I'll be going for the first Icy Wind on this bulky Mandibuzz over here. So Mandibuzz is actually again very good in this meta as well because once you are able to handle Registeel over here, nothing can stop you over in this scenario. So I'll be letting this first I believe the aerial ace go through, and now they catches the next Icy Wind onto the Cresselia, and they are not safe right now because I'll be coming back with my Registeel over here, and Registeel does hard wall a Cress in this scenario. So if they're going for the Moonblast, if they're going for Future Sight, Moonblast and Grass Knot are both resisted. Future Sight does neutral damage, but it's a Cress which is attacking our Registeel. So you guys know the damage output over here. A neutral situation over in this scenario, which is not going to be great. So I'll be letting this next charge move go through once again, which ends up being a Grass Knot. So they are running Grass Knot and Moonblast, which is for sure. And now from this kind of range, I will be going for the next Zap Cannon, and I will be going for a hefty farm down onto this Cress over here. So they switched out once again, and now since they switch out into their own Shadow Ampharos over here, I was a bit scared because Shadow Ampharos does core break my Poliwrath and my Giratina safe swap core over here because they have access to Volt Switch and Brutal Swing over here. Because though Brutal Swing does hit for super aggressive damage, but I can withstand one, and I have to shield up the next one over here. So now from this kind of range, I'll be going to double up on my Dragon Claw over in this scenario, and I will be going for the next Dragon Claw. I believe that does take out the final shield from my opponent's end, and I'll be going for the next one. So if they're this does not take it out over in this scenario, and now from this kind of range, I can let my Giratina go down, because I will be going back with my own Registeel over here, and I'll be going for a farm down because Brutal Swing, Thunder Punch does not worry my Registeel over here because it does so much less damage. And from this kind of range, I thought of going for a farm down, but let's not do that. So I'll be going for the next Focus Blast that does take care of the Ampharos, and I'll be switching out into my own I thought of switching out into my own Poliwrath, but that's good that they unload the energy right now, because now I'll be coming back with my Poliwrath over here and I can shield up the next move and I can easily go for a bit of hefty farm over here. But I have to watch out for the next Grass Knot, because Psycho Cut and Grass Knot is such a good combo over here, which I believe was the same Pitai, which is the best case scenario for me, because one Icy Wind does take care of the Crest over here, and I have to let the next aerial ace go through, because one aerial ace does not take me out, which is for sure, and they cannot farm it down with the Snarl over here. As you guys can see, the switch clock is like not switch clock, the battle end timer is back up, and I end up winning the match because I had 2 Pokemons left with me. So that's a really long battle and close as well. So moving on with the next battle, I pick up a lead against Giratina Altered over here. So Giratina Altered, believe me or not, though I have access to Icy Wind, this matchup is not a really good comfortable matchup for me, because though I'll be debuffing them and I'll be giving them super effective damage, it will not be enough, because those Dragon Claws and Shadow Claws eventually add up over here. So that is the reason I'll be switching out into my Giratina to catch the next Dragon Claw, which I believe is doing like less damage because of the debuff. But now they have come back with the hard answer to Giratina Altered over here, which is going to be the Greedent. And if they're running Crunch, which I believe they are, that is the reason they comes back in with it. It is going to be troublesome for me, because Shadow Claw does not do any damage over here. As you guys can see, it's double resisted and they will be going for back-to-back Crunch over here. I thought of going for the next Dragon Claw, which I could not, and I shield up the next move, because I want I want them to get a bit low so that I can get the farm down with the Poliwrath, which I do over here. I did sneak in maybe 1 or 2 counters. That is the reason I'll be going for the next Icy Wind that draws out the force shield from my opponent's end and debuff them as well. So now from this kind of range, they will be needing at least 2 Dragon Claws to take me out, which is going to be troublesome for them as well, because the next Dragon Claw does not even knock me out, and I will be going for the next Icy Wind, which will be kind of threatening for them, because though it's a non-stab Icy Wind, it does hurt them, and this is going to be really good for me, because I can easily come back with my Registeel and go for a farm down onto a Ghost type with a normal move, which is good, which they recognize, and they comes back with their own Poliwrath over here, which I believe is not going to be really good for me, because my Giratina is quite low and they will be going for the next Icy Wind over here. And if you guys can see, it does take me out, and if you guys can see, this counters and the Icy Wind or maybe this Scald really add up quite like it add up over here over the course of time over in this scenario, in this battle. So I'll be going for the first Zap Cannon, and I do not get the debuff over here, which I was looking for quite honestly, and they will be going for the next Scald over in this scenario, because Scald is neutral damage over in this scenario, and I can let this next I will be shielding up for some reason, which I am not sure why I did that. And though yeah, they can easily come back with the Greedent, take me out with a Body Slam or maybe a Crunch. It does not matter, because it will be again a loss for me. So GG's to my opponent, and really well played. So moving on with the final battle is going to be a really long and lengthy video for you guys, because it's a Ultra League format, so it's a bit lengthy video. So I'll be going for the next Icy Wind over here, or maybe the Scald, which will be putting really so much pressure onto this Snorlax over in the scenario. And yeah, it does almost take it out, and now I can easily go for one counter to take it out, at which they comes back with a Sylveon over here for me. So Sylveon is not going to appreciate my incoming Registeel, to which they swaps out into Defense Deoxys. So this sets up a perfect opportunity for me to come in with my Giratina altered, and then I'll be coming back. Once the Deoxys is down, I'll be coming back with my Registeel over here. So I can easily go for the Shadow Claw and Shadow Sneak damage, because as you guys can see, Psycho Boost, Rock Slide, Thunderbolt counter does not trouble Giratina altered from this kind of bulk, like this kind of HP over here. So I'll be going for the next Shadow Sneak, which almost does put it out, and now I can easily take in one more damage, one more move actually, which ends up being a Psycho Boost, which does not threats me as well, and this is going to be the Psycho Boost over here, which is now double debuffed. Okay, it does not do enough damage, and I can easily switch out into my own into my Registeel over here, and they top left the game because their fate was sealed with my Registeel over in the scenario. So this brings to the final battle of the video and the set, which I won 3-2, which is not a good set, but over the course of time, while I was playing with this team more and more, I got to know how to play out with this team. This team is so much good, bulky, and having advantageous coverage as well. So that will be all for this video, and see you again in the next one. Till then, peace.